Hello everyone and welcome back to another episode of my Sims 4 Covenant Legacy Challenge. My name is Ronald the Simmer and this is Season 3, Episode 14. It was a dark sky morning for Thea as she had been taking care of her infant daughter Morgana. It was a long and difficult birth, many physicians saying she almost died, but Thea was resilient, giving the world another crescent. Her father, Orden, would tell his daughter that her time with Morgana was coming to an end. She would have to start traveling back to Elodie Castle and continue her duties as a lady stewardess. He would remind her that Morgana was in good hands and how he would visit her often. Thea was down, however. She had missed her family and liked being home for the little time she was. Having a daughter meant everything to her. She would tell her husband Hephaestus goodbye, giving him kisses and sweet nothings. Back at Elodie Castle, Jalisa stood in her station. She researched and studied the ways of Clara, one of her mother's rivals. She was afraid of death and not being able to see her line continue. She wanted security, the same thing Clara wanted during the reign of Queen Orlin. She wanted immortality. She knew deep down this was wrong, as it went against the traditions and the ways of Gaia. But there was no law against it, and everyone turns their heads from High Lady Clara. So her process would begin. She would write in her journal, thinking of ways to create an elixir powerful enough to cheat death. She intended to see a granddaughter born, and she meant that. Another celebration was in order, however. Princess Hera, the mother Seer, and Master Fenris Bennett would marry. The old Gaia ruins would be inhabited yet again as the queen would flock for another union. The rites of the couple would be performed by Seer Helen. The two seemed out of place, and many claimed how Hera would make the wedding all about herself. Master Fenris was in the background of his own wedding, and rightfully so, Hera thought. Deep down, Hera was not keen on his marriage. She's a princess and now a mother Seer, having to marry a son of a traitor. In her mind, this wedding needs to be about her, for a son of a traitor was not going to overshadow her own accomplishments. Hey everyone, and welcome back to another episode. Yes, I am making another one a little bit sooner than I thought I would. Don't get too used to this, guys, because very soon, probably around January 20th, I'm going to be right back in school. So I've probably been making so many videos because I've been off break and stuff like that, and I've had more time. But right when I go back to school, I'm just giving you guys a warning. I probably will be more busy, so I won't be inclined to make more videos as I used to. But I'm just giving you guys a warning. So when that does happen, I will still, of course, make videos, but they're going to be more spaced out. And I'm probably going to put all my attention into my Covenant Legacy Challenge when I do make videos because school is my priority, of course. But anyway, right now, guys, we are at the wedding of Princess Hera and now her new husband, Lord Fenris Odina. So he's no longer he's a Bennett still, but of course he is now married into the Odina family and he has an Odina last name. Now, eventually when the time does come, guys, I think that I will give Hera her own cadet branch, but for right now, until she has a daughter, I'm going that if she doesn't have a daughter, then I won't give her her own cadet branch. But until she does have a daughter, she's going to be an Odina. So I don't want to give her her own family name, her own coven name, and then she doesn't have any daughters. So I'm preparing for the outcome of her not having daughters. So anyway, the point is, guys, right now Hera is having a wedding and she's right now talking to her grandmother, guys, High Lady Clara Morgana. As you all saw in the beginning of the episode, there was a lot of things going on. It was a much more lengthier beginning of the episode than what I'm used to, but I had a lot of fun making it and showing you guys the intrigues that are going on within the queendom right now. The queen can like prank, sure. This is now Princess Hera's new father-in-law, Lord Luca. You know, this is so interesting, guys, because this is kind of crazy that this ended up happening. But Hera is, of course, the granddaughter to High Lady Clara. As you guys can see, I thought that was her eyes, but it was just her eyes closed. But Clara has been around since the beginning of Orlin's reign, guys. And as you guys can see, she hasn't aged a day. She looks like a middle-aged woman, but you know, she took that potion when she was an adult, and she's been stuck at this age for a very, very, very long time. She has not aged up. I didn't even realize it until somebody pointed it out to my attention in the beginning of the season. But yeah, Clara has not been aging. I thought I'd give her a potion of rejuvenation, but I must have purposely give her immortality during the time of Orlin to kind of let her be around when everything was going down, and that was the reason why Clara took the potion. She wanted to be there. She wanted. Is that wings I see in the background? Oh, what in the world? Concealed fairy form. Okay, okay. Now let's reveal your fairy form. Fairy form. Okay, so that where? Okay, some I don't know, guys. This has been happening a lot lately, where I just have random CC just pop up on my Sims. But I do have these wings. I remember me downloading them a long time ago for my own personal save. But they're popping up on her. We know what I'm gonna keep it on her for right now because I don't have time to go into cast. But yeah, that's just gonna have to be there for right now. Anyway, because I'm trying to talk about a story here. So yes, Clara is her grandmother. And what's also funny is that Clara ended up remarrying to Luca, guys, who was the husband to High Lady Nadine. As you guys can see, he's now officially an elder. You know, Clara is old twice, three times probably older than Luca, but she has remained immortal. And everybody has kind of turned their head a little bit. I think Queen Moira kind of looks at her sideways a little bit, but she doesn't really say anything because everybody has much respect for the Maganas and, of course, for Lady Clara. But as we all know, this is the son of Lord Luca. So Fenris' stepmother is Lady Clara, and his now mother-in-law is also Lady Clara. I didn't even realize this, guys, but this is how everything happened. But yeah, his mother-in-law is his stepmother, and Hera's father-in-law is her step grandfather. So that's kind of it's kind of odd. But her father is here, guys, Master Lamont, and he is also an elder, guys, in the face, as you guys can see, the former concubine to Queen Elodie. I'm still debating on if I will basically, when he does pass away, put his urn within the royal crypts with the other concubines because he did remarry, or he did marry. Not to the queen, of course, but to a queen's guard. So I think I will, because he's still kind of the queen's. He was a royal consort to the queen, so I think I will lay him to rest within the concubine. Um, those wings are bothering me. Within the concubine, um, within the concubine crypts. But yes, guys, this is of course Princess Hera's father, the former of concubine to Queen Elodie, who is um Lady Persephone's husband. I think I'm gonna get them and try for a baby today as well, guys, because I haven't done it in a while. So that'll probably be good for them to get on their third kid, because they do have twins together, which I think is kind of cool. She does have half sisters, the angel sisters that she has. Um, where are they? Lady Irida. Oh, Lady Indira and Tris Irida. So yeah, she does have her half sisters here. I don't really like using the term half siblings because I also have half siblings, and I don't even consider my half siblings to be my half siblings. I call them my siblings, but that's besides the point. These are her sisters. But yes, Hera did wait until she was a young adult as the norm within witch culture, as well as surprisingly, I didn't even notice, but Fenris is also her age, so they were probably born around the same time, the two of them. Um, so let's just discuss a few of the things that happened in the beginning of the episode. So starting off, we was over at Crescent Castle with Royal Lady Thea, as she has just given birth to her daughter Morgana. So Morgana, she has the purple eyes, of course, because both of her parents do. And yeah, I thought it was so cute. She did survive her birth by the skin of her teeth, guys. She rolled a 19. So I just decided to make it in a story to where she probably almost died. But she survived her birth and she came back stronger than ever. She's of course back at court now. Um, being a high lady. Why you're not in your former wear, I do not know. So let's get you in that. Um, yeah, but now they are here. You know, she's here, as well as Princess Amelia. So Amelia, of course, as we all know, she survived her birth. Where is Amelia? Oh, here she is. She was right next to Helen. But Amelia also survived her birth, guys. She, of course, as we all know, had a daughter who we all named Minadora Mortalum. And yes, she looks prettier than ever, but she's, of course, at this wedding celebrating with Hera. I do find it interesting, guys. Thea, she was at home for a little bit. I think she did enjoy her time, but she is a little bit sad because she did have to leave home. I don't understand why everybody's so crowded over here. I wish they would go and party a bit. But she did miss home, guys. And you know, I think she's a little bit sad of being away. She just had her daughter, and she has to leave her husband Hephaestus behind with Morgana. I love the name Morgana. I thought it was very fitting for Thea's child. I was actually thinking about naming her daughter Thalia, but I felt like Thalia was too similar to Thea, so I just didn't even. I didn't end up doing it. Um, Another thing that happened in the beginning of the episode, guys, was the fact that Jalisa, guys. So Jalisa, our lovely lady alchemist, guys, she has some interesting things going on with herself. So as we all discussed, and oh, look at her playing with her brother in the pools. They're both elders, guys. That's crazy. The second generation is close to passing on. Really, everybody from generation one should already be dead. Unfortunately, Princess Celestia was not able to cope with grief in the most. No, I don't think that she's non-committal. I'm not gonna lie. I don't think that would be an appropriate change of personality for her. Oh, no, it's raining. Oh, that's sad. Well, we're gonna still be here despite it being raining. Despite it raining. But Lady Jalisa, guys, she has a bit of an issue. She wants to be around for, more grandchildren to be born. What are you doing? She's spying on her brother Luca for what I don't know. But she wants to be around for more children in her family to be born. She's a very, very frightened about death and the outcomes that may happen because of it. She is afraid that the Sunneth dynasty will die out with her. But yes, she is very much afraid of death, guys. She does not know what to do. And she's afraid that, her she's afraid that her line would die out with her. And so she's thinking of ways to basically look at her coming over here to talk to Clara. Maybe she's trying, or she's getting next to Clara, guys. She's probably trying to get information on how to become immortal just like she is. But Jalisa is looking for ways to become immortal. She is, in truth, guys, devastated because she's getting older. She had children very much later in her life. And her daughter is currently pregnant, of course. But um, I feel like also, guys, one thing I do want to add about Royal Lady Orlin, uh, I think that I will up the chances of her dying in birth. I think it's only fair considering she's having a child young. So we have 10 and 20. I might make it to where 5, 10. I will have to add two more stakes on there. So 5 and 15 is also going to be triggers for death for Orlin. Whenever there's like a young woman giving birth, which is why I probably won't do this often, I think I will make it higher for them to die in childbirth. And so Jaleesa is worried because she did it's her fault. She got her daughter married, and, her body is fragile. She's not going to be, um, hmm, she's not going to be the most strong in terms of carrying a child. So it's gonna be more dangerous for Orlin to have a kid, and she's also worried about basically her line dying out with Orlin. So she's being extra. I think she's trying to be extra secure, trying to stay alive as long as she can to ensure the continuation of her dynasty, to ensure the continuation of her bloodline, if anything else. And so she's trying to think of ways to essentially um, increase her life stage. She wants to become immortal, and as we all know, guys, the witches are very connected with nature. The angels and witches, they're very connected with nature. Guys, Orlin and her brother Pluto are getting into a fight. Oh my god. Orlin, what are you doing? Let me see what she's been doing. Has she oh, Jesus. Orlin. Oh, look at Pluto, guys. Oh. Prince Pluto feels wronged by Princess Orlin, and being around Princess Orlin reminds Pluto of that pain. I think, guys, what would happen in this moment? Queen Mora is looking from afar, and I think that she is going to come over here and discipline Orlin for the first time, and I think she's going to punish her or strict, maybe not yell at her for. I think she would be calm about this. Ask not to fight, or maybe firm. Express her disappointment over fighting. You know, maybe she would even discipline Pluto because she probably is thinking like maybe instead of like her daughter starting the fight, I feel like she probably thinks her daughter did something. Um, oh, she can't even I think, but she still would talk to Pluto, and I feel like she would also basically tell him, hey, you know, you two shouldn't be fighting your siblings. Don't do that at a wedding party. Come on, you know. But probably very much, I think she would notice that her daughter is the one who started this fight with her brother, and probably would try to tell her that this is not okay. You're supposed to be your brother's keeper, not be his enemy. And you're sitting here fighting at your um your aunt's wedding. This is not okay, Orlin. You know, she's gonna talk to her daughter about this, and look at her going to go talk to her grandfather. That's what she's gonna do, huh? She sure is. She isn't going to be mean to him, but she's going to talk to him. Maybe after her mother kind of disciplined her a bit, she's probably going to run to her grandfather. I could probably see Orlin doing that. But yeah, this princess, guys, she I thought that her and Pluto got along, but maybe he did something that she didn't like, and she kind of just turned on her brother a little bit. But she's not messing around. She's definitely not messing around, guys. Um, tell me guys what you think about Princess Orlin in the situation, because this is kind of crazy to me. But back over here to Jalisa, guys. Yes, she's pretty worried about her future, and so she's looking at ways to basically increase her life, increase how long she stays on this planet, how long she stays on Earth, essentially. Um, and one thing that I do find interesting about Jalisa, she's doing this, guys, because there is no laws against immortality. It's in the witch's culture, about balance and nature, and keeping the balance, and how you know they they feel like it's natural for people to die. They think it's inhuman when you don't die, or maybe not inhuman. They don't really consider themselves human. They consider themselves to be witches, so they probably think it's not witch like to not die, to be one with the circle of life, essentially. And so there's no necessarily laws against immortality, but it is a stated basically tradition that nobody uses the power. They have the power to become immortal, but they don't use this power for the simple fact that they are all about nature and balance, and the fact that you know the only reason why they allow Clara to do these things, guys, is because she was a warrior, a victor, and she helped protect the royal family alongside the Princess Deianira, of course. But people tend to turn a blind eye to Clara's basically um her deficiency, or basically her peculiarity, due to the fact that she helped the royal family. Um But you can only imagine what would happen if, let's say the queen found out Jalisa is trying to basically become immortal. Like how the game would change if the queen would make new laws for immortality. It's an interesting game um, that Jalisa is playing, but she is researching on ways to become immortal. And I see that she's over here talking in this circle, probably trying to get a little closer to Clara. Um, I don't know if she would really like Clara very much. I think she's kind of, maybe she doesn't like Clara, but she's kind of like enamored with her, or she probably looks up to her a little bit because of her past. Her. I feel like even though she hates what her mother did, blah blah blah, she still loves her mother and she still respects the son of the family. So Clara is because she went against the son of the family. So this idea that, you know, she wants to. I don't think she wants to get close with Clara. She just wants to know her secrets so that she can use the Morgana secrets to her advantage. But if she doesn't get secrets, guys, as we all know, she's already researching on her own terms on how to make an elixir that'll make her immortal, just as they did with Clara, because Clara had her own way of doing things. There isn't no spell book on. There probably is, but I'm gonna just say in the Switch's culture, they don't really have a spell book on immortality because they don't like immortality. Is not seen as something that they like to indulge within. So they don't have textbooks on immortality. That's just not something that is within their culture. They don't respect that type of lifestyle. But there's something I did want to point out and give you guys a food of thoughts of what's going on with Jalisa. She's preparing to make herself immortal because she wants to be alive long enough to see a generation be born from her, and that generation have kids as well. Just as Jalisa, just as Clara, she's currently alive. Had she just had another kid, guys, she just had her son born, a little boy. She's had very good success with having sons. Only one daughter, I'm pretty sure Clara has had. Yep, she's only had one daughter, but she's had three sons with her new husband, and she's named her son Master Dorian. So Dorian has been born to Clara, and she still is pumping out a kid at probably 100 years old, still looking fairly young. And then her husband, she was around when her husband was born, guys. Oh, their marriage is not looking good. She was around when her husband was born, guys. So he is an elder man. Now she's older than him, but physically he's older, but emotionally mature wise, Clara is older. Internally she's older, you know. And then of course, guys, who we are here for currently, Princess Hera. She's having her wedding currently. I think that I am going to go ahead and I'm probably going to talk a little bit about her. And after I get done talking about her, we're going to probably start trying to move her out to the Syrian church. And we are going to go ahead and get her prepared to basically try for her first child. Now, one thing I do find interesting about Hera, guys, is that of course, as we all know, last episode she did age up into a young adult. And I am sorry about the lag, guys. I think my game is lagging really bad right now because I have so many Sims in the household, more than I usually do. Um, but she's self-absorbed, guys, as we recently found out. And I think, guys, knowing that who the Princess Hera has become, I think this fits. I think this personality trait fits her, and the reason why I feel like this, guys, is because the princess, she literally, of course, what is she doing? Listen to Princess Amelia freak out. Okay, I feel like the fact that she's not Mother Seer has kind of went to her head. Oh, she's a single and loving it lifestyle. She's like, yeah, see, look, she's so nonchalant about being married, being engaged. Like, this is like nothing to her. This is a piece of cake, if anything, to Hera. And the fact that this has happened to her, And she's married to, like, I can see if maybe she was married to another person that was a more prestige, like Sake or something like that. No, she ended up marrying a traitor, a son of a traitor, Master Fenris Bennett, who's a handsome young man, if I might add. But she is not too keen on this marriage, guys. I don't think so, because of course he is the son of a traitor. Like, why would she be? She doesn't want this, really. She's forced in this position because her sister arranged this marriage from the time she became queen, or when she took back her throne. She arranged this marriage. Um, and she's been betrothed ever since. And we never really dug deep into how Hera probably felt about this marriage, but I think now we know now she is not too fond of him, and she, as gaining this new power as Mother Seer, I do believe that is definitely went to her head a little bit, and she very much thinks of herself in a more high way. The Queen didn't vote for Hera to become Mother Seer. Other councilwomen did. And the fact that other women did probably makes Hera feel special. The fact that she was chosen not by the queen but by other councilwomen to become the Mother Seer. It's obvious is Gaia's choice. This is Gaia's will for Hera to basically be the new Mother Seer. People of the party were even saying that the princess has been making everything about herself during this wedding, when the wedding should really be about her and Fenris marrying and them jointly together. But Hera has made it a point to kind of make everything about herself during this wedding, guys. And I think it's because she doesn't want the fact that she's marrying a traitor to basically overshadow who she is and this wedding. Essentially, she doesn't want that to be a thing. She doesn't want um the fact that she's marrying first of all, her legitimacy is getting lowered because she's marrying, and then on top of it all, to put the cherry on the cake, she is marrying the son of a traitor. So all of this is, I think is coming onto her self esteem a little bit. She probably feels a little bit triggered that she's marrying somebody of this low status, but you know this is how the way the cookie this is the way the cookie has crumbled. And I feel like she's making the best of the situation by making everything about herself, which I think is naturally who she is as a person, of course. But she's making everything about herself to kind of move away from the fact that her husband is the son of a traitor, the fact that he is such a low level master, somebody who's not on her level. She's a princess. She deserved a prince or a royal lord, or if not that, a master of better nobility. Instead, she got a fallen house. And this is all done purposely by Queen Moira. She is intending to ensure that her family lineage doesn't try to rise up against her. She married both of her younger sisters off, um, Princess Hestia and Hera, to Bennetts, to ensure that their children after they pass away, would have lower legitimacies than Queen Moira's kids and Queen Moira herself. Because for all you know, Hera's children might try to take the throne from Moira's kids, or her children might try to take the throne from Moira herself. And the same thing can go for Princess Arwen. So it's a lot of possibilities here, but Hera is trying to make the best of her situation with this marriage to Fenris by essentially being the center of attention. She's loving the attention as Mother Seer, but she's not too keen about this marriage. I think she's going to make the best of this situation. I don't think she really likes Fenris. She's doing this for political reasons. This marriage is a farce. Okay, guys, so we are back, and oh. Oh my god, guys. And I was just talking about trying for a bit. How did he die? Oh my god. Okay. So Hera's father just died, guys, of old age. That is so sad. Oh my god. At least he got to see his daughter wedded off. Oh god. Oh, that is so bad for Clara. Cause why are you still alive, woman? Okay, so Oh, I'm so sorry about his passing, guys. That's just very sad. Hera just saw her father and then he just died. I mean, they didn't have the most close relationship, guys. They kind of had like a non-existent parental role, even in his relationship stuff. It says passive father, a neutral relationship with little discipline. So they weren't really close, but I'm pretty sure she cared about her dad. Yeah, I think it hits her a little bit. They weren't like super close, but she did care about her dad, and now he's gone. He barely had say so in her life, but I think it does put a tender place in her heart knowing that her dad has passed away. So we're gonna get these two to try for a baby, of course. Hopefully she does conceive. This is so sad. She just had a nice wedding, and now her dad is dead. Literally the date of I guess you can say it's the next day of her wedding, but technically the same day of her wedding. If you want to be real, that's just kind of sad and crazy to me. But let's go ahead and get Hera to take a pregnancy test. Let's see, Hera, are you with child? She is. Okay, so another Odina is going to be born, guys. That's kind of cool to see. I think I'm going to end the episode off here, guys. It was a little bit of a short episode, but I do hope you guys enjoyed it. I did have like a lot of cram-packed storytelling in here, so, you know, um, I just wanted to go ahead and make another episode for you all. But my name is Ronald the Simmer, and I will see you all next time, guys. Bye-bye.